Today I fucked up when I tried to flirt with my wife. So this didn't happen yesterday, but over a year ago. After a long day my wife kept saying what? In a response to some of the things I was saying to her, she wasn't paying attention. So I jokingly said the following from another room. Me, sexy say what? Her, what? Oh, haha, very funny. Me, I knew you would fall for that, at least I didn't trick you by saying updog like I saw on a Reddit Tinder post. Long pause. I look into her room and realize she is now crying and is upset about something. Me, why are you upset? Her, are you cheating on me? Why would you be on a Tinder site? Me, I wasn't on a Tinder site. Sometimes content comes up on the front page of Reddit based on something stupid or silly, and there was one about someone trying to flirt using updog as a pickup line. She clears her tears and looks at me. Her, what is updog? Me, not much, what is up with you? TL doctor, tried to flirt with my wife, made her sad, thinking I was on Tinder, then angry when I tricked her into asking me a pickup line question. Kudos to op, sticking to his guns and taking the updog to the very end. Nothing good ever comes from mentioning Reddit. Nothing good ever comes from mentioning Tinder. This is pretty fucking great. I would imagine you got quite the evil eye after that. Also, be more careful how you phrase things with regards to Reddit. Instead of saying on a Tinder post on Reddit, say on the front page of Reddit. I got a big eye roll from her that night. But what is up, dog? Not much. What's up with you? Bonus points if you can get her to ask what's a butt for. Double bonus points if you show her. I'll give it a try. It's been a while since I've done something like this, so she might fall for it. Yourself. Today I fucked up. More whole life really. Hi, my name's John. I've been lurking for a while, but I've finally made an account to post this. I need to get my life off my chest. About me. I'm a 46-year-old banker and I have been living my whole life the opposite of how I wanted. All my dreams, my passion, gone. In a steady 9 to 7 job. 6 days a week. For 26 years. I repeatedly chose the safe path for everything, which eventually changed who I was. Today I found out my wife has been cheating on me for the last 10 years. My son feels nothing for me. I realized I missed my father's funeral for nothing. I didn't complete my novel, traveling the world, helping the homeless. All these things I thought I knew to be a certainty about myself when I was in my late teens and early 20s. If my younger self had met me today, I would have punched myself in the face. I'll get to how those dreams were crushed soon. Let's start with a description of me when I was 20. It seemed only yesterday when I was sure I was going to change the world. People loved me, and I loved people. I was innovative, creative, spontaneous, risk-taking and great with people. I had 2 dreams. The first was writing a utopic/dystopic book. The second was traveling the world and helping the poor and homeless. I had been dating my wife for 4 years by then. Young love? She loved my spontaneity, my energy, my ability to make people laugh and feel loved. I knew my book was going to change the world. I would show the perspective of the bad and the twisted, showing my viewers that everybody thinks differently, that people never think what they do is wrong. I was 70 pages through when I was 20. I am still 70 pages in, at 46. By 20, I had backpacking around New Zealand and the Philippines. I planned to do all of Asia, then Europe, then America. I live in Australia by the way. To date, I have only been to New Zealand and the Philippines. Now, we get to where it all went wrong. My biggest regrets. I was 20. I was the only child. I needed to be stable. I needed to take that graduate job, which would dictate my whole life, to devote my entire life in a 9 to 7 job. What was I thinking? How could I live, when the job was my life? After coming home, I would eat dinner, prepare my work for the following day, and sleep at 10 p.m., to wake up at 6 a.m. the following day. God, I can't remember the last time I've made love to my wife. Yesterday, my wife admitted to cheating on me for the last 10 years. 10 years? That seems like a long time, but I can't comprehend it. It doesn't even hurt. She says it's because I've changed. I'm not the person I was. What have I been doing in the last 10 years? Outside of work, I really can't say anything. Not being a proper husband. Not being me. Who am I? What happened to me? I didn't even ask for a divorce, or yell at her, or cry. I felt nothing. Now I can feel a tear as I write this. But not because my wife has been cheating on me, but because I am now realizing I have been dying inside. What happened to that fun-loving, risk-taking, energetic person that was me, hungering to change the world? I remember being asked on a date by the most popular girl in the school, but declining her for my now wife. God, I was really popular with the girls in high school. In university/college too. But I stayed loyal. I didn't explore. I studied every day. Remember all that backpacking and book writing I told you about? That was all in the first few years of college. I worked part-time and splurged all that I had earned. Now, I save every penny. I don't remember a time I spend anything on anything fun. On anything for myself. My father passed 10 years ago. I remember getting calls from Mom, telling me he was getting sicker and sicker. I was getting busier and busier, on the verge of a big promotion. I kept putting my visit off, hoping in my mind he would hold on. He died, and I got my promotion. I haven't seen him in 15 years. When he died, I told myself it didn't matter what I didn't see him. Being an atheist, I rationalized that being dead, it wouldn't matter anyway. What was I thinking? Rationalizing everything, making excuses to put things off. Excuses. Procrastination. It all leads to one thing, nothing. I rationalized that financial security was the most important thing. I now know that it definitely is not. I regret doing nothing with my energy, when I had it. My passions. My youth. I regret letting my job take over my life. I regret being an awful husband, a money-making machine. I regret not finishing my novel, not traveling the world, not being emotionally there for my son, being a damn emotionless wallet. If you're reading this, and you have a whole life ahead of you, please, don't procrastinate. Don't leave your dreams for later. Relish in your energy, your passions. Don't stay on the internet with all your spare time, unless your passion needs it. Please, do something with your life while you're young. Do not settle down at 20. Do not forget your friends, your family, yourself. Do not waste your life. Your ambitions. Like I did mine. Do not be like me. Sorry for the long post, just had to get it out there. TL Doctor, I realized I let procrastination and money stop me from pursuing my passions when I was younger, and now I am dead inside, old and tired. Edit, I am quite overwhelmed at the response. Thank you for your time. I had posted on a whim, and did not expect the reception. In regards to my post, I must admit I was quite emotional at the time. As I read what I had written earlier, I can't stop myself from noticing an abundance of spelling and grammatical mistakes, phrases that I would not usually say. I don't think I have used capital locks so much in my life. However, I will not edit them. That would not do it justice. I have read many of the replies and will try my best to answer the reoccurring questions. I will add that the replies have given me a new perspective of life, Reddit and humanity in general. The amount of encouragement and humor persists to amaze me. Despite my situation, I even found myself laughing at a few of the comments. What my plans are? I am planning to cut down my hours substantially. I will take a new job if I have to, as I am relatively well off. I am going to talk to my wife. Divorce is currently not what I have in mind, and I hope that our communication and relationship will improve. If it doesn't, then so be it. We will both move on. I see there are quite a number of negative comments about her, however I am going to have to say in her defense, she really is a lovely person. She is smart, empathetic and has a great sense of humor. I'm not saying it was okay for her to do what she did, but she's not an evil person. I know that. We were both in the fault. We let communication dwindle, and with it, our relationship. There is so much more to being a head of house than just being able to bring in the money. A steady balance of emotional connection, love and finance is what I will strive to give. My son? I don't know anything about him. I really don't. I have unknowingly distanced myself from him. I only see him around dinner time. I do not recall having a proper conversation with him. It's quite preposterous now that I think about it. I'm not exactly sure how I'll start bonding with him. I have become quite a boring person. However, I plan to change that. I refuse to be a poor role model. I will ensure that he does not make the same mistake I did with my family. I have decided I am going to start watching his basketball games and rugby games on Saturdays. I never have, due to work, but I will ensure that I do. Perhaps I will even play video games with him. There was a time I had a collection of SNES games, and I wasn't half bad either. Who knows, I might really connect with my son, and it seems to be something he enjoys. In regards to the novel and traveling, I admit, I am a different person from my youth. I no longer have the creativity and desire to complete the novel. When I found the long-forgotten 70 pages, the writing was no longer mine. I have changed substantially in 26 years. I am sorry to disappoint, as so many of you seemed incredibly keen to read it. However, I am just as excited to read the stories of all of you aspiring writers that have expressed their passion. The traveling, I might still do. Family trips probably, in the school holidays. Maybe with my wife every now and then, if she'd have me. I can't turn back time and see my father for a final time, though my mother is still alive. She lives in London, so visits are quite difficult. However, I will make an effort to see her. I do love my parents. I only wish I had not prioritized them as I did. In regards to the advice I have given, I stand by what I said. Live your life. Do not procrastinate and let lethargy stop you. However, I might add, avoid living in poverty. I have had the good fortune to have had never experienced hunger or homelessness. I would imagine chasing your ambitions and being happy would be considerable more difficult without proper nutrition and living standards. I believe someone mentioned their dream was financial stability. I say, that is just as valiant as any dream to have. We are all different, and are missing different things in our lives. Be honest with yourself and you'll know what you really want. I believe there were arguments upon my language and university/college or whatnot. I will clarify that, although Australians generally call tertiary education university here, I have made small efforts to pertain to Americans, as they are the main users, at least I assume. And yes, university/college was free when I attended. I believe Australians now are able to attend them relatively free, upfront, and can pay their fees after they graduate. I believe I have covered the general scope of questions. P.S. Thank you for the gold, I do appreciate it, but they aren't of real value to me. Perhaps if Reddit ever includes a re-gifting gold feature, I will gift them to some of the commenters. And yes, please stop sending me gold. I also believe someone tried to even donate to me. I assure you, money is not what I read. Please save it for yourself. I don't think I'll come back to Reddit, unless I hear about a way to re-gift gold. I thank you all for your sympathy, your time, and I wish all the best for those in difficult situations. I have faith in your capacity and ability to change, to become happy, to help yourselves. Because after all, you're the person in the best position too. And no, I am not considering religion, I just do not have the correct mindset. I am logical to the point that I cannot, however that is not to say religion isn't bad, it gives people the hope and sense after death which I really do envy. Sincerest of regards. John? You can change. I am 50 now and I was like you, working hard. I am a programmer, software architect at a bank, and work was never done. I neglected my wife and son. Around 45 I made a conscious change, go home at 5, I start at 7 AM anyway, spend time with the wife and son, do not take any work home. It's never done anyway. I still deliver. But I have a life now outside of work. Lose weight, I was seriously overweight, and didn't respect myself anymore for that. I feel 20 years younger now and I feel I can handle another 40. Before I changed I felt dead inside, just waiting for the inevitable heart attack. No more. Small changes can have big consequences. You can do it. This may get buried because I'm a little late to the party. Anyway, in your post you mentioned that you wanted to write a novel about a utopic/dystopic book. The odd thing is it sounds like you're living a plotline of your book. Your mind has created for itself this prison of personal dystopia, and your perception of your society and actions leaves us with that impression. As depressing as that might seem, friend, your book isn't finished yet. Do you get what I'm saying? You don't know how your book is going to end. It seems that you have put it on hiatus at page 70, you are, and have been on the page 70 of your life. For all you know, the past 20 years of your life could have been 5 pages after all. Literature is not one to fall victim to the marching uniform forward progression of time. You still have to finish writing the rest. For all you know, the next few years could be another 70 pages. Hell, this post is already page 71. Hell, page 70 could be a half-decent title. Today I fucked up. I, a hijabi, told my teacher to burn the Bible. Before you go all pork on me, I'll give you some insight. In Islam you discard anything with God's name on it by burning it. Yesterday in statistics, our teacher found a Bible that was left in our class. No one knew who it belonged to and our teacher said, "You can't throw it in the trash, right? There's a thing against that?" And I, the only hijabi in my grade, said, "I think you're supposed to burn it." The whole class turned and looked at me like I wanted to kill them. I just checked and one of the proper methods of disposing a Bible is by cremating it, so I was right. I posted it in r/Islam, and someone commented, "Yeah, in Germany we have bad memories about burning books, but we were mostly Nazis back then, burning anything that is against fascist doctrine." Maybe the reactions were because I live in a primarily Jewish town, or because Christians are unaware of how holy scriptures are to be recycled. Too long didn't read. My teacher asked how you dispose of a Bible, and I said to burn it because that's the proper method, but looked savage. Update. The thread is locked due to some people's inability to have a civil discussion. Enjoy the HD read smile. It's the same in Buddhism, you dispose of old or worn out texts through burning. I usually just delete them to make room on the phone. Hans, get Z Flammenwerfer. As a Catholic, burning, depending on how it is done, is a correct way of disposing of sacred items that are no longer able to be used, including old Bibles. Catholic as well. I was always told burning or burying was the proper way to dispose of Bible. Welcome to the list. Everyone's on a list. Especially you, Amish electrician. That's real suspect.